Hello everyone, hope I find you well. I'm Jonathan. So today we're going to be looking at the difference in political power as a concept and development, right? So these two concepts or processes have got some kind of complementary element. They complement one another. So one can lead to the accomplishment of the other, or if one is not fully implemented, the other one cannot actually take place. So we'll start by first of all contextualizing political power. Like, what is political power? Now, um, political power and development, these are two important instruments in the development process of a country. It can be of any the, the continent at large, or of a nation, or to a group of people, right? So, um, qualified, able-minded, and very competent political leaders, they seek the possession of political power in order to show their capacity to bring change. So what this means is, for you to implement some form of change, you first need to seek political power or political leadership. So without political power in the development process, everything one can do, regardless of their strength, is nothing more than influence without impact. So you can be brilliant, you can be, you can have all those kind of qualities expected to be a leader or to bring about change in a country or wherever, in an organization or any place that you can be. Without power or political power, all those qualities and possession that one might have can just be facade or can just be with no use. So one of the greatest Nigerian scholar by the name Claude Ake in 1981, he pointed out that we are intoxicated with politics. The premium on political power is high, that we are prone to take the most extreme measure to win and maintain political power. So this means most of the political leaders have gone through diverse processes, diverse sacrifices just to gain political power, because they feel like they'll be having some great ideas that can bring change or development, but they don't have political power. So what they have to do is to first seek to gain political power, so they can be in a position to influence change and bring about development based on what they qualify for, based on what they possess. What they possess can be knowledge, ideas, or in terms of policies, right? So before going deeper in Boston, we have some other things that need to be first understood before getting into deeper understanding. So, what is political power? Um, like I was saying, to better understand the essence of political power, it is crucial to begin by understanding some foundational terms. Those terms which are interconnected to the concept of political power. Some of the terms include leadership. So leadership is defined as the ability or capacity for someone to lead or guide the others. That's leadership. It is different from political power. That's simply leadership. What is leadership? As we have said, someone in a position to guide or lead others, right? Therefore, the essence of leadership is the ability to persuade others to comply with voluntarily with one's wishes and involve voluntary compliance to those who it is exercised. Hope you get it well. So the thing is, political leadership is just the ability of a leader to get to convince others to comply with some kind of ideas that they want voluntarily, without the use of force, without the use of any other mechanism, not even witchcraft power, in fact. So that's leadership. You just persuade people to comply with what you want, with what you think it is right, with what you want them to do voluntarily. Right. That's a broad understanding of leadership, which is a bit different or slightly different from the concept of what we're talking about of political power. So political leadership now is defined by Cartwright as a government by persuasion rather than force. That's political leadership. Okay, so let's move on. Now, so we've talked about political leadership. There's another concept which is not necessarily political power, but power in its simplest form. So, in its simplest form or its simplest understanding, the term power is just defined as the ability to coerce, influence, or to control. Having power, that's power. You know, someone can possess power, like in the movie, you know, those guys who possess power in the action move, they can actually dominate, they can actually manipulate or control the others. That's the simple understanding of it, of the word power. I'm powerful than you. He's powerful than you. It covers a lot of sense of it, of understanding the word, meaning of the word power. So political power can be understood as the chance or opportunity for political leaders to influence and run political affairs. Now, once you have said the power is the capacity to control, to influence, or to coerce, or to dominate some other weight in other things, political power now implies the capacity of political leaders to be in a position to lead, to rule, to possess power in its fullest, or authority to guide a population or a country. That's political power. Now, Max Weber said power is the chance of a man or a number of men to realize their own will in a social action, even or against the resistance of others who are participating in the action. So now power is different from leadership in the sense that if you have power, I don't know which kind of power you might possess, but that power can make you influence or convince others to get to accept or be in harmony with something that they either want or do not want at all. That's a point of view, or a point of view based on Max Weber's definition. But this can therefore be associated with the understanding of the sense of political leaders getting the chance to gain political power and influence their own government and political ideology. We're getting there. Therefore, it has been firmly contended that possession of political power is the center of political leadership. Meaning, if you don't have political power, you cannot become a political leader. A political leader is someone who's got some recognized element such as authority, legitimacy by the people, given that he is the one to rule. He is the one who has been given legitimacy or power over everyone else. That's political power, the political capacity, the legal authority to rule a country or a nation. Um, now, uh, power can be of a different forms, right? In this video, we actually talked about three forms of political power. The first form of political power is condemned power. So, in condemned power, this is when political leaders, right, uses force, right? The force when I'm talking about physical force, right, to 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 what to convince people or to force people to comply with some other what they need them to do. Force people do what they do. So physical force. Now in politics, physical force comes in terms of the use of arms or nuclear bombs or nuclear power or ammunition to get to convince people comply with a certain need, right? We see, the First World War, we see Russia and Ukraine, right? Russia is trying to force the Ukrainian comply with a certain order based on its power. So that's conquering power. I can be stronger than you physically and I can defeat you. So conquering power is simply the use of physical force. The second form of power is compensatory power. So compensatory power is a form of power whereby one says, please vote me as your leader. I'm going to ensure your peace. I'm going to ensure security of everyone. I'm going to ensure good health. I'm going to ensure the social well-being of my community, of my country. So compensatory power, in a simple understanding of it, is a form of power whereby one promises to compensate the others. The leader promises to compensate the late after they've chosen him, after they've allowed him gain political power, or after they've voted him. Right. Let's move on. Uh, the final and the third form of power is organizational power or conditional power. This is a form of political power that is vested through the virtue of hierarchical position one occupies in any given circumstances. For example, we know the chief executive officer might choose to dismiss employees of an organization by virtue of office and thus power he or she occupies as the CEO, right? It is also seen in modern governmental bureaucratic structures, such as where there is a president, there is a vice president, there's a minister, governors, etc. So those are organizational and conditional power, right? Let's move on. Remember, those were forms of power.